morning, a fella of mine's absolutely broken-hearted because he bought a Labrador pup which has developed hip dysplasia. That's to say his hip joints are deformed, and as he gets older he'll probably get more and more deformed in the hindquarters, so he's only comfortable on level, easy ground. The snag is that disease, which is hereditary, doesn't show symptoms until the dog's fully developed, so that it's not possible to make certain that the pup will grow up sound when you buy it. Now, a lot of dogs are susceptible to these hereditary diseases. Some have ingrowing eyelids, and others defects of the legs or back. Now, sheepdogs used to get progressive retinopathy, which is a scientific term for a very nasty complaint of the eyes. Oh, they was all right for the first 9 months or so, and then their field of vision gradually narrowed until they had tunnel vision. And the next stage was that they went blind. And the complaint got so bad that almost a third of the working sheepdogs went blind by about 8 years old. Now, the reason was one or two marvellous sheepdog trial winners had the disease about 30 years ago, and everybody used them for breeding. But the sheepdog men cured it very simply. They refused to register any dog as a stud dog unless he was certified free from the complaint. And in 10 years or so, the disease had almost been wiped out. Oh, if only the owners of show dogs and gun dogs had refused to register any dog which wasn't fit, however good they were at work or shows. Chaps like my fellow wouldn't have a heartbreak of rearing a canine companion that had a tragic illness. Anyway, in Nelson's cocktail bar last week, Nelson was occupied in thumbing through the Felpersham Evening Post.
Let me see. Arthurville, page 17. Edgley Operatic Society in pyjama game.
Hello, son, I'm back.
Hello, Dad. How was the public library?
Oh, I got a couple of westerns and a couple of thrillers. They've got a better choice than the mobile library.
Well, I suppose the van has to cater for all tastes. I dare say it's stocked to the gunwales with body strippers for the likes of Mrs. Perkins.
Oh, I shouldn't think Mrs. P reads that sort, no. She likes a good romance.
Just what they are. Romances of the olden days when men were real brutes. Make yourself comfy. Hop on a stool.
Oh, God. Oh, is that the Felpersham paper with your advertisement in about Vera Lynn?
How many times do I have to tell you, Dad, my singer is not Vera Lynn? And it's not an advertisement. It's an advertisement feature.
Well, how much do you have to pay for that, then?
Oh, trifling sum compared to a gas bill these days. And it's an investment. Think of the prestige and profits my new attraction will bring in. Don't you worry about it.
Well, I does worry about you and money, Nelson. I can't help it. Well, what does it say?
Yeah, look. Borchester's premier watering hole. Huh? I'm sure I never said that.
Oh, well, they mix half of it up, these reporters. Oh, there's a photo of you, son.
Yes, it looks like the one they used about the time of the mail van robbery. Oh, well. But look, here's the one of Hebe I gave them. Well, it doesn't do her justice.
Hebe? Is that her name? Oh, blow it. I'll have to change my glasses.
Just think, Dad. This evening, the good people of South Worcestershire will pour themselves a whiskey and soda as usual, sit by the fire, open their copies of the Felpersham Post, and find Hebe.
I still can't see very well. Hebe who?
Just Hebe. Resident singer at Nelson's every Wednesday, Friday and Saturday for 3 weeks. Well, thank goodness they got that right.
Oh, I was sure it was Vera Lynn.
Vera who? Once you heard Hebe, Dad, you will never listen to Radio 2 again.
Hebe? It says here, straight from the Ritz tea dances and the Cafe Pelican.
That's right.
Well, how did you get her to come out here, then, if she's used to these sophisticated places?
My powers of persuasion. The way I wooed her with red roses and champagne.
You swore to me the money from your mother's rose bowl went on the electricity bill.
It did.
Well, where is she staying then, son?
You can't catch me out, Dad. I reserved her the best room at the Feathers.
Oh, good. Only you know how people talk here about.
What do I care for that little tattle? As long as somewhere along the line they acknowledge that Nelson's is the crème de la crème of Borchester's Cafe Society. Did they get that quote?
I can't see it.
Don't suppose the typesetter could cope with the accent grave. You know who Hebe was in mythology?
No.
Daughter of Zeus and Hera, a handmaiden to the gods. The one who filled their cups with nectar.
Oh, well, she'd feel at home in your pub then.
No, not only that. She was the goddess of youth. In later tradition, she was the divinity who had the power to make aged persons young again. Ah, Hebe, Hebe.
Well, I hope she's got the power to make you some money, son. Didn't they say they'd cut your telephone off next week if you couldn't pay the bill?
Sure you won't come hunting, Lizzie?
No thanks, Nigel.
It's going to be a jolly good day's sport, according to old Blywater.
Look, I know all the arguments. I've had them with Shula. Not hunting is a hangover from my vegetarian canal clearing days.
Suppose you won't leap out at me from behind a hedge and spray me with paint.
Of course not. I'm going to get on with my barn owl project like a good girl.
Well, I'd help you with that. I had a little treehouse for bird watching when I was younger.
What sort of birds, Nigel?
When someone knows me as well as you do, it's probably time to move on.
You're trying to tell me something?
No. Well, yes, there is something I've got to tell you, actually. But I can't tell you now.
Oh, you mean thing? You're going to gallop off into the wide blue yonder and leave me on tenterhooks?
I'll tell you this evening. The time and place has got to be right.
Heck, you're not going to propose, are you?
You had a sherry, Nigel? Oh, hello, Elizabeth.
Morning, Sid. After you, Elizabeth.
I don't think I qualify for a sherry. I'm only a spectator.
Oh, no, I don't mind.
Thanks.
Thanks. Steady, Nimrod.
It's a good turnout, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it always is the opening meet of the season. Nice day for it, too, after that early miss.
I'll have to miss a lot of this season, of course.
I'm sorry?
Oh, nothing. I just thought of something.
Nigel's being enigmatic. He says things and refuses to explain them.
Oh, sounds like our Lucy. Afterwards, the nerve vocabulary meant completely different things when I was at school.
Oh, they're off.
Yes, well, if you'll excuse me, I'll get out of the way of these paling hoops. Bloody catches.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right, we are then. Well, good hunting, Nigel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll hold him Rod's head while you get on, if you like.
Oh, thanks.
Come on, boy. Hold still.
I am looking forward to this. Bye-bye, Poppet. Is he good?
I will, and do be careful. I want you in one piece for this big top horror revelation.
The Fabulous Hebe, brought to you direct from the Ritz and the Cathy Pelican, London, singing live at Nelson's, West Street, Borchester.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, well, what am I supposed to do with it, Walter?
Well, bring it up behind the bar, of course. What do you usually do with posters?
Well, I usually take them down. Yeah, Lucy expects me to have a bath with that boy George leering at me from the back of the door.
Boy George? Hebe's a lady.
I'm sure she is. And a very attractive one, if I know Nelson. You realise you're asking me to advertise for the competition? And I haven't got much space left for that bonfire poster.
I thought we had bonfire night last week in this village.
Yeah, well, we're starting from scratch and building the bonfire up again.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got half a dozen helpers rounded up for tomorrow.
Pretty corking thing to do, really, to set it alight a week early.
Sure. Yeah, if I could get my hands on the devil who did it.
Oh, well, I don't think you'd have far to look any further than the Omnibus house. Now, they were the ones that did for me. You know, using my hammock as a trampoline.
Oh? I heard it was you, swinging about playing Rockabye Baby that snapped the rope.
No.
Look, Walter, I'll put your poster up when there's room, eh? Then we'll say no more about it.
Oh.
Tell me, what does the Fabulous Hebe sing then? Anything I'd recognise?
Oh, my Nelson says it's lovely stuff, Sid. Not like them you hear on the wireless these days. Sounds like they've been gargling with razor blades.
Ah, yeah, true. Nice tunes, are they?
Oh, melodies, Sid. Like music used to be.
Oh. Well, I hope Borchester's ready for it. You might find the catcalls from the Country and Western Club a bit hard to take if you've been used to playing classy joints. Oh, hello again, Sid.
Oh, hello, Tom.
Tommy, you back some more? Has Prue left you or something?
I haven't come for a drink. I brought Lucy back.
I told him I could walk.
Lucy! When Mr. Forrester's been kind enough to give you a lift.
Have you been out following the hounds, love?
Not really. I'll go through the back, Dad. Thanks for the lift, Mr. Forrest.
Where did you find her, Tom?
She popped out of a rhododendron in one of the rides over at Littleton Cover.
What?
I didn't think you'd know about it. Lucky we hadn't got a shoot on.
Well, Sid can't keep his eye on the child all the time, Tom. Yeah, you'd be the first to complain if he wasn't there to pull your pint.
Tom's right, though. I can't have her wandering off. She's come to all sorts of her. I can see I'm going to have another talk with her.
You certainly tarted the place up for her, whoever she is.
I don't know that enrollment in Portchester Tech has had a very desirable effect on your vocabulary, Elizabeth. Refurbished is the word they'd have thought to at Carrington.
At Carrington they still talk about scent and writing paper. Thank the Lord I've left the Dark Ages behind.
I'm sure their loss is Portchester's gain. Your gin and tonic.
Thanks. Nigel will pay when he gets here.
I'll make you out a bill. How did you find the Tech?
I haven't been to any lectures yet. The building's a bit dingy.
You won't find old masters on the walls in the state system, you know. I'll put this where I remember it, on top of my red telephone bill.
I can't wait to clap eyes on this bloated patch.
Surely that's a thing of the past. I thought all was harmony as the pioneering settlers take on the prairie with no more than the pitchfork and a slave weeder.
The logic behind organic farming is quite sound, you know, and it does a lot for conservation.
I hope that's not a sentiment you voice too strongly in the agrochemically scented air of Brookfield. Your father surely wouldn't approve.
I don't argue with Dad anymore. We go our separate ways.
I expect Pat and Tony will wish they'd done the same in 2 years' time. Oh, thank heavens I never had to take to the outdoor life.
I sometimes think you crumble to dust if the sunlight hits you.
There's not the remotest chance of that at this season of the year. Give me the darkened barroom, the overflowing ashtray any day.
The Hebe lady knows what she's coming to.
I haven't misrepresented it. The chicest venue between Belgravia and New York, I think was my phrase. Or did I say Las Vegas?
She believes that.
Well, why not? I do.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
You see, the smart set has arrived.
Hello, Nigel. You've got to pay for my drink.
Oh, thanks. I'll have a Manhattan, Nelson.
Certainly.
How was the hunt?
I think the new master could have organised things better than the to me. He couldn't have stopped properly. Last week's fox went aground at Hayden Berry.
Oh, good old Charlie. Nature strikes back.
I've had more fun covering. I hope you're not going to crow about it all evening.
When do I ever do that?
Your drink, Nigel. That will be...
Oh, put it on the bill, will you, Nelson? I'll give you a cheque later.
Oh, very well. Good heavens, more customers. I suppose I'd better get used to the madding throng.
Perhaps they think Hebe's starting tonight.
Do excuse me, I've got to go and be charming.
Cheers.
Cheers. Come on, you're not this glum just because you didn't get a fox.
No. Just that I said I'd tell you tonight what I was going to tell you, and I don't want to.
Oh, is it serious? Are you afraid I'm going to cry?
No, but I might. I've got to go away, Lizzie.
What, you got another job?
Not exactly. It was my father's idea. I think I'm a bit of an embarrassment to him. All that business with stolen cars and what have you.
Nigel, you poor thing. He's not going to make you become a stockbroker or something, is he? You die.
I might die anyway. They call it the white man's grave, you know.
Did you? What?
My father's phoned Uncle Clarence. He's got a farm out there.
Nigel, for goodness sake, where?
They're sending me to the dark continent, Lizzie. Africa.
Oh, freezing. I wish David would hurry up. I called him at meals on my way to the pub. He can't help. Susan's dragging him round the them show houses in Portchester. You've got to heap all this straw in the middle, Grandad says. Then work out towards the bigger bits of wood.
Well, what's your...
I don't know why Susan's so set on the idea of a modern house. She seems so thrilled with the cottage on the edge of the road.
Sally said to give her a right home for a kitchen with everything fixed to the wall.
Yes, but these modern estates aren't built for farm workers.
Well, you reckon Neil's not good enough?
Oh, it's not that. They're just built for a different way of life.
Oh, well, you can start on some of the wood now.
I mean, Neil comes in the winter. He's been muck spreading all day. Boots filthy from hollow tree. Few trays of eggs to grate. Overalls to dry overnight. Where are they going to put it all?
No, I got him a cottage off your old man.
Dad hasn't got a cottage. And Neil wants to be independent. Good luck to him. Oh, Eddie, that wood's green.
Yeah, well, it ain't green, wet through. Sula!
Oh, it's Martin. Hello?
Even you that, ain't he?
Not that new. He's been here a couple of months.
No one's new in this city. You've been here since the plague, my dad said.
I called at Brookfield to see if you wanted to go for a walk.
A walk?
Shut up.
Your mum said you were out here.
Oh, I'm getting my exercise the hard way.
Do you want any help?
Well, you could fell a few trees with your bare hands. They need a lot more wood.
Ah, this is bonfire Mark 2.
Yes. It's not so easy to scrounge wood off people for the second time in a week.
Eddie Grundy, how do?
Oh, sorry. Martin Lambert, Eddie Grundy. From Grange Farm.
Oh, you're the bloke with the horns on his hat.
That's me.
Shall we get on? It'll be dark soon. Use the smaller branches first, Martin. Oh.
What would you say if I told you a couple of our calves had been topping since the middle of last week?
I'd say you should have called me out.
Oh, go on. What would you say?
Oh, this is Martin's day off, Eddie.
Our farm visit cost £10.
£10?
come off it. You'd give them an antibiotic, would you?
Well, if you told me more about it, I suppose I could write you out a prescription, and you could pick it up from the surgery.
Don't you write anything, H. My dad goes spare. He got sandbags.
Oh, any particular reason?
They cost money.
Against his principles. It's like asking how turkeys to vote for Christmas.
There's not much I can do for you, then. Now, is this firework display usually any good, Shula?
Well, I don't know. It's the first time we've organised it like this.
I like those firecrackers. Daddy and me had some down the Cat and Fiddle last year, skimming them across the bar. One of them landed in Piggy Atkins' beer. She was livid.
Eddie likes to do.
Well, my favourite trick, when I was a kid, was putting bangers in rotten apples and lobbing them at unsuspecting female relatives.
Yeah, we've got a load of rotten windfalls in our orchard. Nobody even for cider.
Oh, now see what you've done.
Right. I've done my stint. I'll leave the grand finale up to David.
It's been a lovely display, Brian. Thank you so much.
These fireworks get more ambitious every year.
Oh, oh, I love the ones that change colour.
I've always liked bonfire night. Remember, remember the 5th of November. Gunpowder singeing your pot.
That's not the version I know.
Nigel Partridge just told it to me.
Bill told me the most amazing thing about Nigel. His parents are making him leave the country.
Oh. What's he done now? Tried to blow up the House of Parliament?
They're packing him off to Africa.
Hasn't Africa got enough problems? What's he going to do out there?
His uncle's got a farm outside Salisbury.
Nigel? Farming? That's the most incredible thing I've heard all year. Apart from Tony going organic. Oh, look at that one, Peggy.
What did you say about Tony?
He's going organic. Well, surely he's told you.
No, he hasn't. What do you mean, organic?
The natural approach. They used to be called the Muck and Mystery Men.
Where on earth did he get this idea?
He went to a conference.
I bet Pat's behind it. Something he's picked up from her friends at the tech.
No, in fairness, I think Tony's doing it all off his own back.
He can't have thought it through. Is he serious?
Well, he's come up with some figures that look quite impressive on paper. He's going to cut down the herd, phase in more clover over the next 5 years, and that's for the nitrogen, and grow organic potatoes and carrots.
Carrots?
Yeah, they'll be working like dogs. It'll be damned hard slog for the first few years.
Has all this come about because of the quotas?
Well, that's had something to do with it. But I think Tony felt he'd come to a crossroads in his life, and it was time for a total rethink. Mind you, makes me think sometimes the way we're farming.
Phil's got a dairy herd, but you don't see him throwing everything away to go organic.
Oh, well, Phil's not married to Pat, is he? And it wouldn't really fit his ideology.
If Tony's using words like that, then it is all Pat's guilt. Oh, thank heavens the rush is over. I've hardly seen a firework all night.
You know, I'm sure I served Clive. I'd have been twice.
Oh, well, it's better than having food go to waste. Oh, look! Tiny stars!
If you fancy anything to eat yourself.
Oh, no. Vast quantities of food always put me off. You go ahead.
I'll have a sausage. Oh, it is ages since tea time. Where's Lucy?
She's by the fire with Shula and Caroline.
Oh, yeah. As long as she's all right.
Who's Billy?
Billy? I don't know. I don't think there's anyone called Billy round here. Hang on. There's George's lad.
Who?
George Barford. He's got a lad up one of these sponsored schemes to help him with the keeper, and he's called Billy, I think.
So this is at Grey Gables?
Yeah, that's right. Why?
Oh, something Lucy let slip. She said she hoped he'd be here. Sounds to me like she's got an almighty crush on him.
What? She's not 13 yet.
Crushes first, Sid, then going out with, then passionate affairs.
Oh, blimey. I don't know. This Billy must be 16 or 17.
I expect he's already got a girlfriend. And when Lucy finds out, she'll go right off him.
Do you think he knows?
I've got no idea.
But you reckon that's why Lucy's up there such a lot?
She's a bit past collecting leaves for the nature table, Sid.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should say something. The more I think about her up there in those woods, there's poachers and all sorts, and they shoot up there, you know.
You make it sound like the Rocky Mountains.
So isolated, no one to hear you scream.
Sid, it'll sort itself out. You'll have a proper boyfriend before long.
Oh, great. I suppose they'll be canoodling in the sitting room when I want to watch the football.
Very likely. Well, you don't want him to drag her off to the woods, do you? I never thought about what had happened to the cat. Well, Tiddles had got into the habit of visiting it for a source of milk about tea time. When Mark had to leave in such a hurry. Poor Kitty. Oh, he settled in fine. He's got a cardboard box with a bit of old blanket right near the kitchen boiler. He's as happy as Larry. No, I meant, well, he's a cat from a broken home, really. He was going to be our cat when we got married. All nice and cosy in our little cottage. Well, I have to say he doesn't seem to have suffered any irreparable psychological damage. No, I suppose cats don't. Give him a cuddle for me.
Mind your back. Off punch.
Oh, lovely. Thanks, Martin.
People seem to be drifting off. Got to put the kids to bed, I suppose. Well, your bonfire's still going strong, Shula.
Well done. I didn't do it single-handed. Dad'll go mad when he finds out how many apple logs I pinched. They always make a lovely blaze.
You've got to hand it to Brian. He's an entrepreneur. He's selling sparklers now, 50p a packet.
Good for him.
If you want some, Shula, you could write your name in letters a foot high.
And watch them vanish into the night. No thanks. I feel impermanent enough already.
I'll drink up your punch. Not as bad as it looks.
Oh, it's all right.
Oi, get off!
No, not those horribins again. He's already walloped the little one for throwing potatoes. Oh, he said he'd Grundy and friends.
He's got sparklers on the horns of his hat.
I don't know how that poor wife of his puts up with it. She's stuck at home, I suppose. It looks as though Eddie's been at the cider. Oh, now what's going on?
He's throwing things.
Oh, watch out, he's coming this way.
Now they're splitting up to avoid arrest. Time-honoured tactic.
What's Eddie throwing? Oh, no! What is it?
Hello, Shula, darling. How do you like my dumpling jacks? He's put bangers in rotten apples.
Bye, I've had enough. I'm going to take shelter.
Don't you like the look of me, darling?
No, I
Got
don't.
hold of this.
Eddie, that's horrible.
Great, isn't it? Thanks for the tip, mate. Well, I didn't know you'd be dim enough to do it. Why did you give Nigel up for this bird, Shula? He'd have had a laugh about it.
No, he wouldn't.
He said he's going to Africa. Poor blighter. Another good man ruined by the arts ago. Just watch what you're saying. First that poor beggar Mark runs off to Hong Kong.
That's rubbish.
Now it's Nigel off to live with the cannibal.
Shut up, Eddie.
Get out of it, will you? Leave her alone. Yes, that's true. Why don't you go and sit down somewhere? Give your brains a rest, You great oaf. You talk to me like that. Snatch, over here.
Don't get involved, Martin. It isn't worth it.
Now, push me. Ooh, all right. It's all right by me.
Stop it, both of you.
Leave off. What are you up to?
Stop it, you two, please.
Snatch, hurry up. Get off me, you stupid beggar. What are you doing? Why don't you cool off a bit, Eddie? See how you like that?
Oh, no. Eddie, are you all right? Coffee, what?
Bring it out, would you, love?
Hey.
Once I'm inside, I'll never want to go out again.
Yeah, I know how much you like scraping down the yard. Oh, it's a wind. Here you are.
Thanks. Ooh, at least to curl your fingers around something hot. Well, Robin's back. Look, on the gatepost.
Oh, I can hang him up some bacon rind. At least you can always get a drink off the water butt.
He'll survive the winter all right.
Well, what did Malcolm say?
He's hosing down the parlour.
Well?
I haven't told him yet.
No, he's got to have 5 weeks' notice. This rate will be waving him off on Christmas Eve with his compliments of the season's turkey.
Merry Christmas, and here are your cards. Yes, I know.
It's mid-December before he leaves anyway. Pretty slack time of the year to look for work.
I can't afford paying in lieu of notice to give him a head start. He'll get his 5 weeks redundancy money.
So when are you going to turn?
Early morning milking didn't seem the right time somehow. Pass me another teacup, line of Malcolm, old chap. And by the way, you're fired.
Never a good time to lose your job.
We've been through all this, Pat. We need the money I'll save on his wages. And the money from the cows we're selling to wipe off the overdraft. So we can start with a clean
Yes,
slate.
yes.
Look, when Malcolm knocks off this evening, I'll ask him in and break it to him over a beer. Then it can sink in overnight.
You just don't want him glowering at you all day. Well, look, can't you tell him we may be able to take him on again in the spring?
To do what? There aren't many cowmen who won't work as carrot hoers.
Better than nothing. Anyhow, when we get going, we'll create quite a few jobs.
They'll only be seasonal, Pat. I'm in this to make a living, not provide an alternative lifestyle for the nation's shirkers.
I know. And I've got a suggestion to make.
Huh?
I've been reading this great book about self-sufficiency. There you can mill your own flour for bread making.
Oh, yeah. But using a grindstone takes a lot more effort than reading about it.
Well, I'm quite prepared to work. I know how much I have to pay for 100% stone ground flour in the health food shop.
You do realise our winter wheat's no good for bread making. It all goes to biscuits and stuff. And the yield off spring wheat in this country is only about half as much.
We're not exactly aiming to break all known records with the organic system, though, are we? Rather the reverse. And think how much they'll pay for the stuff.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You'll have to bear with me, Pat. I'm having to unlearn all I've ever been taught about farming. I suppose a few acres of spring wheat could be a good idea.
To sell the flour in my little shop with my free-range eggs and butter and cheese.
Okay, it can be your project. And that includes the milling. I'm glad you're so keen. Roger'd be proud of you.
So should you be. But there's Malcolm, he's finished now. Why don't we tell him and get it over with?
I'll just finish my coffee.
The country's really called Rhodesia, you see, Elizabeth, but I'm not allowed to say so.
Nigel, it's no good showing me your old school atlas. Everyone knows it's called Zimbabwe.
That's what my father says. They've got home rule now.
Oh, what's the use? Where's your uncle's farm?
Here, between Bulawayo and Salisbury.
Ah. How well do you know him?
Well, we did over Christmas when I was about 10. He brought my mother an elephant's foot ashtray.
How disgusting. I hope you're not going to shoot wild animals.
And when he got back, he wrote to say a leopard had eaten his houseboy.
Poetic justice. There aren't enough wild creatures left as it is.
I promise I'll only shoot rabbits. There's the Victoria Falls, look. I'll have to visit there.
I'm so envious. All that wildlife. Antelopes, elephants, wildebeest.
Snakes, scorpions, poisonous frogs. Hey, how about coming to London with me tomorrow? I'm going to get my mosquito net and things.
Oh, Nigel, I can't Skype off lectures in my first week.
Jill?
You can show me your kit when you get back.
Elizabeth, you know where your mother is? Oh, hello, Nigel.
Hello, Mr. Archer.
She's selling poppies door to door. She told you at breakfast.
Oh, yes. Oh, never mind. How is business in the brush trade, Nigel?
Oh, I can't complain. Actually, I thought I could take a suitcase of samples out to the natives, like the early explorers did with beads.
I can't help wondering if they're actually going to like you very much.
When do you go off on your African adventures?
I'm not sure. I've got to give my jabs time to work. I'm having the first lot this evening.
You ought to be careful. Some of them can make you feel a bit groggy.
Your uncle farms, I believe.
It's a sort of ranch, really. Beef cattle and maize.
I had a go at maize a few years back. It doesn't work this far north, really, most seasons.
How interesting. I'd appreciate a little chat with you about it sometime, man to man. What? Show my uncle I'm keen.
Yes, Dad, go on.
Well, I'm already behind this afternoon.
Oh, I didn't mean now. There's never a spare moment in the day of us farmers, is there?
I'm just rather hurt that you didn't tell me about it sooner.
Oh, Mum, we'd hardly decided ourselves till the end of last week.
It seemed odd that the whole village knew about it. I heard you'd been mulling it over since Pat's conference in Carmarthen.
Well, the idea was there, but I wasn't at all sure we could make it work.
And now you're convinced you can?
Well, I can't be 100% convinced. You never can be in this game. You sure you won't have a drink?
No, thanks.
It's just one of those things which if I don't have a go at, I'll always kick myself for.
I see.
And I think we can do it, or I wouldn't consider it.
I don't know. Organic or not, you've the same rent to pay to the estate. And you've still got 3 children to support.
I hadn't forgotten.
I don't see how you can have such a change of heart. You've always been so scathing about Pat's outlandish ideas.
Mum, it's nothing to do with Pat. But my conventional ideas have taken a bit of a knocking lately. I treat my cows the way the ministry's told me for years, and they keel over with trace element deficiency and can't hold their calves.
Well, you were obviously putting too much nitrogen on or something.
Thanks, Mum.
Those cows haven't got anything wrong with them, and he's been following ministry advice, I'm sure.
Oh, you're really cheering me up.
Oh, dear. I didn't mean to sound like that. Another self-sufficiency seminar at the tech, I suppose.
Well, how did Malcolm take it in the end?
Oh, hello, Peggy. Hello.
I was just explaining to Mum about our decision to go organic.
Oh! Well, what do you think? I'm sorry I had to hear about it from someone else. And I've got to say I'm not over keen. How did Malcolm take what?
I've had to give Malcolm his notice.
What?
But I can't afford to pay his wages. I'll have to put all our available money into the farm.
You can't do all the farm work on your own. You'll kill yourself.
No, he won't. I'll be helping full time.
Not between trips to the tech.
The tech may have to go.
Oh, well, that'd be one good thing to come of it.
Look, I think you've got hold of the wrong end of the stick. This was Tony's idea from start to finish.
Yes, so you said.
Well, you needn't sound so disbelieving.
I know you may find it hard to fathom, Peggy, but Tony and I have at last found something to do that we believe in, that's worth doing and that we can do together. I'm behind him all the way.
Well, here we are at last. Porteous's very own Café Continental.
It's very, what's that betting shop next door?
Oh, I don't concern myself with my neighbours. When people come to Nelson's, they enter a different world. What do you think?
It's rather dark.
Atmosphere. So important for the artist's sensibilities. Sofas, you see, potted palms, mirrors.
Is this it?
This is it.
All of it?
Well, there's the cocktail bar through that archway. That was Nelson's till I enlarged the premises, of course.
Enlarged? Nelson, I may have misunderstood things up in London, but I had the impression of something on a different scale.
Oh?
Come and sing at my country club, Hebe, I remember you saying.
Well, you must have noticed all those trees and fields on the way from the station.
Oh, well, I suppose it might be fun for 3 weeks. Did you design the decor yourself?
Well, let's say mine was the creative urge.
You've got some nice pieces of art deco.
Yes, well, like yourself, I'm fascinated by the period. The best stuff's in my flat. Perhaps one evening we might...
Oh, yes. Don't you think I'd better go and check in at my hotel?
Oh, yes, the Feathers. Well, it's just round the corner. It's not quite what you're used to. Oh, good Lord.
It's 2 men. They're trying to get into your cocktail bar. Should you be open?
No.
What strapping chaps they are around here. It must be all the fresh air.
They do look rather solid.
Oh, look, they're waving.
They seem to want me to let them in. I'd better go. But if I know anything, they've come for more than a couple of glasses of Valpolicella.
It's even worse going back to work for an hour, coming home to change and going back again to meet Martin.
I don't blame you, dear. The daylight hours are short enough as it is. Here's your tea.
Thanks.
How did your valuation go?
It's only a little bungalow. I'll get about 50,000 for it, though.
What is that?
We live in a very desirable part of the world. Oh, I feel so bad about that cottage falling through for Mia and Susan.
There'll be other cottages.
Carruthers!
Oh, goodness.
I thought we'd never make it through the swamp.
Good heavens.
Did you see the size of those alligators?
Nigel.
Sorry, did I startle you? The front door was open.
That's all right. Quite all right.
Why are you waving a Swiss Army penknife? And why are you wearing those terrible shorts?
I've never seen your knees before, Nigel. They're rather fine.
Thank you. I couldn't resist trying my thoughts out. Jeffrey saw me and said, "My eye, he's at it again."
You been up to London for all this?
Yeah, set off on safari on the early train.
Gosh, what else have you got?
Hey, watch it. Those are my pure cotton underpants. They'll make me blush. I hate to ask, but is there any tea going? I seem to have missed lunch.
You poor dear. I'll get a cup.
You'll be the talk of Harare in your safari suit, Nigel.
I tell you what, we'll have a practice expedition. I'll be the leader, and you could be my trusty native servant, Bimbo.
Typical. David always had to be leader when we were kids.
Well, come on. We've got to hack our way through the dense undergrowth.
Crawl under creepers as thick as a man's arm.
Would you like some fruitcake, Nigel?
Yes, please. That's it. You creep under the table after me. Mind the rhino trap. Oh, look. We're coming into a clearing.
We may come here for us.
What on earth's going on? I'm trying to do the account. Good grief. Hello, Mr. Archer.
Nigel and Shula were just hacking their way through the dense undergrowth.
That's not the only thing that's dense around here.
Sorry, Dad. Oh, don't you think Nigel's get up great? Hey, Nigel, come out from under the table and show Dad. Nigel, is it all right?
I feel a bit coffee, actually. It just came over me all of a sudden.
Want you want a glass of water?
What's the matter with it?
I don't know.
Nigel? Oi!
Baby, say my cholera and typhoid jabs could make me feel a bit under par.
Oh, Nigel, you do look poorly, dear. I think you better lie down upstairs.
What?
Nigel, do you want to lie down?
Oh, dear.
Oh, Lord.
Shula, go and turn down the bed in the spare room, will you, and put the fire on? Yes. I think we'd better tuck him up with a hot water bottle.
The state Eddie was in, it's a wonder he didn't drown. What a sensible chap Martin is, though. Eddie's a pest, throw him in the river. So straightforward. The thing is, Eddie was right. I don't know what I'd do to men that they'll go to the ends of the earth to avoid me. Hong Kong and Zimbabwe aren't the ends of the earth. Did I tell you poor Nigel's got a reaction to his jab? He's been in bed at Brookfield reading Elizabeth's old Rupert Bear annuals. Dad's going spare.
Yeah. Thank goodness Paul and I conduct our affairs at a safe distance.
How is Paul?
Wonderful.
Oh, I thought things had cooled off a bit.
Not at all. We thought we might go skiing at Christmas.
Don't you go and get married, Caroline. I'd have no one.
You've got Martin.
Oh, he's very nice. But I can't get enthusiastic about anyone anymore. I always end up comparing them with Mark.
Ah, you got here before we opened to secure a good seat. Very wise.
No, I must go. I'm meeting Martin at the pizza place.
You're not eating here. We'll be serving in half an hour. Grab at lack, £34.50.
Grab it what? How much?
The poor man smoked down.
Hello, Nelson.
Ah, Hebe, my dear. Come and meet two of my best customers.
We'd like a final rehearsal, if that's all right.
Oh, of course, of course. Shula Archer
Hello.
and Caroline Bone. What can I say but Hebe?
Hello. We've heard a lot about you. I'm sure you'll be a great success. Yes, best of luck. Oh, will you excuse me? I've got to meet someone. I'll be back later, though. Bye. Bye.
The instrumentalists are satisfactory, I hope?
Oh, yes, fine.
I'm paying them with crates of light ale. A lot of crates of light ale. They'd better be good.
I'll go back to the salon and warm up with a couple of numbers.
Whatever you like, Hebe.
I say, I love that dress. It's a Portini original, surely.
I shouldn't be surprised. Hebe's life is a monument to the 1920s. Ah, music and notes.
Can we go and listen? I'd love to hear a bit. It's wonderful. It's so evocative.
Yes, I'm captivated. The guests of the Ritz are captivated. But is Bolchester ready?
Oh, indeed.
Shula seemed a little low.
Do you think she's unlucky with men?
Ah. Poor Shula. What about this Dutch fellow?
Oh, he's all right. It's Mark she wants. And Mark's a long way away.
Oh, I'll be glad when Neil's back. Jethro hasn't the first idea of how to keep those pig records.
I thought this was a good time of year for them to take a holiday. You're lucky Neil only wanted a couple of days off.
Jethro's informed me he doesn't want any time off till the spring.
Oh,
He's set on his trip to the bulb fields. In the middle of lambing, I expect.
never mind, dear. We can have a lovely relaxing evening, just you and me. All the children are out.
Oh, what a relief. I think I'll go and have a nice hot bath.
Could you hang on for a bit?
Why? Isn't there any hot water?
No, it's just Nigel's in there.
What?
Well, he's got quite a fever, poor boy. And I thought he might feel better for a bath before supper.
He's not staying overnight, is he?
You can't expect him to drive home if he feels all woozy still. He might have an accident.
Oh, to be honest, I don't much care what happens to Nigel. In fact, I nourish a faint hope he might end up casseroled by an undiscovered tribe of cannibals.
Now, Phil.
Well, really. Every time I see him, he's in fancy dress. And he claims he's going to learn farming.
It ought to be character building. It's a very challenging country. When Livingstone emerged from the jungle after 3 years, his hair was quite white.
Yes, and he hadn't met Nigel. Oh, I suppose it's one up on selling plastic brushes. But when he expects me to stand about half the day chattering about maize...
Supper, I must do something about it.
Supper? Oh, good. What are we having?
Oh, yours won't be ready for ours. But I promised Nigel boiled eggs and toast soldiers after his bath. 16, 17, 18... Well, there must be 10 times as many customers as usual, Nelson. Congratulations.
Don't congratulate me yet. The bailiffs will be back at any minute.
What bailiff?
Check collectors, then. It was very embarrassing. They called just as I was showing Hebe how the spotlight would play on her upturned face as she hit the high notes in Ramona.
Did you have to pay up?
Oh, I had to promise them £200 by the weekend. If all my creditors employed the same tactics, there'd be nothing left but a potted palm. The garden centre only operates cash on delivery.
Yeah. I was just helping Hebe with her hair. Right, she'll be on in a minute.
Oh, I hope the critics are kind.
And that's the so-called music critic with the Ferguson Post over there. With a bow tie. I know him from somewhere. Ferguson, Gilbert and Sullivan presided. At least his Poobah's very highly thought of. No, I know. He manages a china shop in East Street.
The love of the arts never did pay the rent. If only I could have got Nigel Dempster here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I want to recreate the atmosphere of a bygone era. Call it nostalgia, if you like. I'd like to begin with a particular favourite of mine, a very special little song, an oriental number.
Here we go. Give it to them, Hebe.
In the land of singing Foo, pretty pinky panky Foo, passes all her lonesome hours, singing to the birds and flowers. Pinky has a wireless near, every evening she can hear Sailor Boy across the ocean, radio with quantities ocean. Sing song, girl, sing song lane, we will meet again in Shanghai, where the lights are hanging low. Let all your hopes hang high. Ooh, I long for the sea, where the summer breeze sighs. By the blinky winkies up above, sing pinky dinky means I love. Sing the love and I'm silly, Nelson, she's fantastic.
I'm enchanted. But public opinion is so volatile.
The selfish and post music sits on the edge of his seat.
Hebe does have a most charming stance when she hits top C.
You've done it, Nelson. Brought comfort to Borchester and solved your cash flow problems in one go.
Oh, let's hope so, my dear. Let's hope so.
Where the summer breeze sighs. By the pinky dinky up above, dinky 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 means I love. Sing song of
There you go, Tony. Trying to shine.
Oh, thanks, David. I'm gasping.
Oh, it's a relief to be out of the house. Yeah, I have to creep about so as not to disturb the patient.
Is Elizabeth skiving off deck already?
Brooke feels like an isolation hospital for tropical diseases.
Eh?
Nigel's collapsed in bed. My mum's running up and down with hot toddies.
Oh. Pat said he was prattling on about inoculations.
I can't understand a word he says. He's bilingual. English and gibberish.
Still, I might be joining him out there if this organic business doesn't take off. Won't be easy to hold my head up in this village, the fuss there's been about it.
Yeah, I gather Auntie Peggy was none too pleased that she hadn't been consulted.
I put off telling her for as long as I could because I knew she'd worry. When she discovered I'd sacked Malcolm...
Yeah, I bet he was pretty stunned.
That was dreadful. He went white as a sheet. I don't know if he'll find work round here very easily.
No. I can see it would be anything for you to do. I mean, you've got Pat. She must be in her element.
Oh, yeah, she is. The difficult bit is getting her to be practical.
Within the parameters of the hand-thrown pottery context, we can see the sociological implications.
She wants to grow spring wheat and mill our own flour.
She must be bound.
Well, she's prepared to do the work. She said... long. Doesn't seem much different when she's cooked it.
Well, rather you than me, mate.
Hey, you. I want a word with you.
Huh? Which of us is the lucky one, Joe?
Either one will do. You're both such expert tell me.
If you ask me again about the one with the septic teeth...
No. Bit of other salt's done the trick there.
Well, I doubt it. I hope you're keeping her milk out of the tank.
Yeah. I got these 2 cartridges. Coffee.
Oh, for goodness sake, Joe, you know as well as anyone you need the vet.
Or save yourself some money and phone the abattoir.
The vet, yeah. Now, I wondered if he was coming out to either of you for the weekend, so if he could just nip over to our place, like.
So you don't pay his call-out charge?
I wouldn't hurt him to come and have a look if he was in the village.
You're out of luck, Joe. We had a herd visit last week.
Well, that's another thing under the new system, David. I won't spend half as much on vet bills.
Oh, is this your famous organic system? You're going to stick farming, I thought.
Oh, you can mock. Organically grown wheat is the coming thing.
Ooh,
Yeah. No sprays, no chemicals. Just good old-fashioned goodness. Pat will mill it by hand and sell it to the health food shop.
I still say organic farming's just playing at it. It's like Toy Town. I mean, what sort of a yield will you get of this spring wheat of yours?
Never mind. I know I can sell it, and at a premium, because there's a demand. In fact, there's a demand for more than I can supply. At least I shan't add to this year's massive grain mountain.
Yeah, nor does Joe. He farms conventionally. What was the average yield per acre at your place, Joe?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking. I got to be getting back to the farm. No sprays and chemicals. That's organic, he says.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's very interesting, that is. Very interesting indeed.
spoil your enjoyment of your rice pudding, Dad.
Oh, you sit down, Nelson. I won't be a minute.
Oh, thank you.
You know who brought me my Meals on Wheels today?
Jill Archer is the usual sister of mercy, isn't she?
Oh, Nigel Partington.
Oh.
Yep. He said he'd been ill in bed at Brookfield. He was wearing khaki shorts and a pith helmet.
In this weather, he'll be dead before the witch doctor has had a chance to pickle him.
Oh, he borrowed the helmet off the colonel to practice in, he said. Oh, yeah, that's tasty, that was. Well, what brings you here, son? I thought you'd be busy at your pub.
I came to see if you were all right. I expected you there for Hebe's opening. Any number of people could have given you a lift.
Oh, well, I wanted to come, son, but Dan would have been disappointed if I'd have missed our game of dominoes.
You would have brought him along, too. He'd have loved it. I dare say he and Doris did their courting to Roses of Piccadilly.
Oh, he hardly ever goes out these days. He hasn't been into Borchester since the summer. But how did it go, anyhow?
I've often wondered what it must have been like to have sat in the stalls the night Father Bernhardt gave her first Ophelia.
Eh?
Or to have thrown roses onto the stage at the feet of Dame Nellie Melba. Well, after last night, Dad, I have some idea. Hebe was spellbinding.
Oh, good. And did it take a lot of money?
Oh, 500 odd pounds. But it's the prestige which it confers on my humble establishment.
Oh, so you can pay your telephone bill.
Well, I have one or two rather more urgent debts to repay. The local telephone exchange hasn't sent its hitmen on me yet, unlike my wine merchant.
Oh, Nelson. I does worry about you.
No, don't. I shan't be needing plastic surgery. I paid them their £200 this morning. My other debt is to you.
What's this?
Well, I had a bad conscience about Mother's rose bowl the minute I took it away from here. I was at a low ebb, or I'd never have done it. But now I can repay you.
I don't want the money, Nelson. It's no good to me.
I don't mind treating it as a loan. But while I've breath in my body, I won't take money from you as a gift.
But, son...
Are you going to keep it in the sock under your mattress, or shall I pay it into your building society?
Oh, never mind me. How are you going to pay this Hebe?
I shall pay Hebe out of the weekend takings, and the other bills can wait, just as they have in the past. Now, are you busy for Sunday lunch, Dad? Or would you like to join Hebe and myself at the Blue Ball?
Nelson, you know how expensive it is there.
Dad, I'm solvent for the first time in months. I hope I haven't forgotten how to enjoy myself.
Oh, well, I'll come if you'll put a bit by for your bills.
Raspberry pavlova, Dad. Beats rice pudding any day.
Oh, no. Oh, well, I would like to meet this Hebe.
Oh, that's the spirit. You know my philosophy. Look after the luxuries, and the necessities will take care of themselves.
There you go, Tex. Back to the old homestead. In here. Ow! Tex, off my finger, will you?
Right, it's got nothing better to do than mess about those little varmints. What happened to drilling the bottom field?
Oh, it's still too wet. 10-year-old, I've been busy up here.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, that stuck-up vet bloke came and apologised for shoving me in the river the other night.
Well, you deserved it.
He said he was a bit hasty and was okay.
Right. Did you ask him about those calves?
No.
Well, about the cow with the septic teeth? Did you ask him about her?
No, I showed him his ferret toe. He gave me the end of a tube of ointment to protect his runny eye.
A vet drops by 3 grapes on a farm full of stock that's on its knees, and you show him your ferrets. We could have had a farm visit for nothing if you'd had your wits about you.
Oh, and the grain merchant came. I showed him that wheat from off Rattlebank, but he wouldn't touch it. He said it was so full of wild oats, we could put it in brown paper bags and sell it for muesli.
For what?
Harry says it's like porridge with fruit and nuts. They sell it at these health food places.
Oh, really? The grain merchant centre. Yeah, that's very interesting. I've just had the same conversation with Tony Archer.
What talk to him for?
He says organically grown wheat's the thing of the future.
So?
Well, you know why that Rattlebank wheat's so full of wild oats, don't you, boy? The afternoon you were supposed to spray it, you came home with a belly full of beer from the Cat and Fiddle and passed clean out on the settee.
I don't remember.
And if my memory serves me right, it was Rattlebank that missed out on fertiliser in the spring.
Oh, yeah. We ran out before the end of the 10 acre. We couldn't afford any more.
No spray, no fertiliser.
We don't go on about it. We always use it for feed.
No. What I'm saying is the crop we've got there is pure and unadulterated. Wild oats and all. Old-fashioned natural goodness. It's organic.
No,
Yeah, sitting on a gold mine. Call it old food, and those there old food shops will pay for your nose. Natural goodness from Grange Farm.
Don't take it like it
No,
is.
no, no, no. We'll make down a bit millet and sell it for Clara.
Millet? Oh, well,
Clary, of course, that pat artist doing them.
you've got the boys to look after.
It won't take her a minute. She's a big, strong girl.
Yeah, that's true.
Who'd have thought, Eddie, the way I've been farming all these years and fashion's finally caught up.
You didn't think we can sell that rubbish?
Instead of trailing at the rear, Joe Grundy's at the forefront. We're in the money, Eddie. We're ahead of them all.
The Archers was written by Joanna Troy and produced by William Smethurst. The agricultural story editor was Anthony Parkin. Next week it's back to its usual time, 10:15.